Peace, beloveds. What's the deal out there? It's Brother DQB Radio, the channel where I do some hip hop, black history, black culture. Y'all know the deal. You know what I'm saying? Today I'm going to do a little history. Today is the 20-year anniversary that Nas and Jay-Z squashed they beef at the I Declare War concert. I believe it was at the Continental Arena. I can't remember where though. But I do have the footage. Now, let me just say, right? I'll leave my interpretation of this for the end. But right now, what I'm gonna react to is the footage from the concert where Jay-Z brings out Nas at the I Declare War concert, and then we'll take it from there. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff to unpack with this. You know what I'm saying? But right now, that's what I'm gonna react to. Review, react. You know what I mean? 20 years ago today, on October 27th, Nas and Jay-Z, I guess, squashed their long time rivalry.
Coming together, I seen Puff perform with the Locks. T.I. perform with Jay-Z.
Y'all heard the girl say Nas is coming out? Hold on a second, hold on. I heard the girl say Nas is coming out.
T.I. perform with Jay-Z. The return of Beanie Siegel. So I just said, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? It's bigger than I declare war. It's like the motherfucking president presenting the United Nations.
He would put himself as president, right?
So you know what I did? You know what I did for y'all and for hip-hop? I said, fuck that shit. Let's go, Esco.
I can't imagine what it was like in there that night. How people went home feeling. To actually witness this. Let me just say though, excuse me for this type of footage. I know it's kind of far. It's somebody's cell phone or whatever the case may be. But I think y'all can see, see most of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it a little bigger. There is other footage of this, but it's just not clear. The audio's not good. This to me is kind of like the best one. Let me back that up. Go ahead.
Snow. impossible way. No defense is bugging my light. Hospital day, reflecting with my man laid up on the uptown high block. He got his side sprayed up. I saw his life slipping. It's just a minor setback. You're still in all we living. The stream about to get back. They made him smile, though I said, pray for me. I do you a veteran slayers niggas faithfully. Murder is a tough thing to digest. It's a slow process. I ain't got nothing but time. I ain't near brushes, not to mention 3 shots close range, never touch me. Divine intervention can't stop by. Making my time, put time, dying to vata. Word life, I dabbled in crazy way. Without rap, I was crazy straight. But I'm still spending money from 88. Presidents represent me. Keep money. The presidents to represent me. Keep money. Presidents to represent me. Keep money.
The applause for Nas is resounding. Come on, Nas. Pappy Mason with pins and embrace and wipe the sweat off, but don't spit the phlegm on the street. We gotta run that back one more time. Nas joint.
3 shots close range, never touch me. Divine intervention can't stop by. Making my time, put time.
Y'all can hear the applause when it's Nas' turn.
Life I dabbled in crazy way. Without rap, I was crazy straight. But I'm still spending money from 88. Presidents represent me. Keep money. The presidents to represent me. Keep money. Presidents to represent me. Keep money. Fucking presidents. Presidents to represent me. Presidents to represent me.
Somebody noted too that Nas don't know Jay-Z's verse, but Jay-Z knows all of Nas' verses. With the film on the street. That was a beautiful moment. I give it that. That was a beautiful moment. That was a beautiful moment right there. So that was Jay-Z and Nas squad, so-called squad. Okay, hold on. Let me just unpack this real quick. I'm not gonna be long-winded about this, right? Being from Queensbridge, we looked at this different. You know what I'm saying? We didn't like it. You know what I mean? And we definitely didn't like him going over to Def Jam, but we knew Nas has his own plans. He got his own things going on in his head. But as a hip-hop fan and knowing to us what Jay tried to do, we looked at Takeover like he tried to end Son's career. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, he tried to keep Son from eating anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's how we took it. Coming from Queensbridge, it was Nas's. When Ether dropped it was crazy. But years later, to watch them squash that beef was good for hip hop. It was good for hip hop, but when we look at things, when we look back now on things, did they really squash it? Did Jay really squash it? In my opinion, Jay only wanted to squash the beef with Nas so that Nas would not perform Ether all over the country and all over the world up until now. Had they never squashed that beef, Ether is a big part of Nas' show, and it still would garner the attention that it did when he first dropped it. There was shows after that, even after they squashed their beef, shows I went to with a crowd screaming, do ether," and I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be a man of integrity. He squashed the beef with Jay. I'm sure they had a talk and all of that. And I was like, I'm not gonna perform that song anymore. You know, the whole stadium is singing "Do Ether," screaming "Do Ether," and he's like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But the part that got a lot of us hip hoppers was that even after this, Jay was trolling Nas for about 15 years, man. He would drop every time Nas dropped. I don't care if it was a song, a album, something, just trying to do something. Him and Beyonce trying to do something just to take that energy away from Nas's releases. If I'm not mistaken, he stopped after the first King's Disease when Nas got the Grammy for it. I think Jay was like, "All right, let me stop." You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is not working. You know what I mean? I keep trying to, and then Nas will drop something, and then he shows his Grammys and all that. It's some people will say it's petty competitiveness. I just think it's hate. I think it's hate. And then to find out later on, like maybe just a few weeks ago, from what's the chick's name? Gloria Velez was on Vlad talking about how she witnessed Nas sleep with Jay's lady. Not his baby mom's, not an ex. The girl was with Jay-Z. That she was his lady at the time of the Uchiwali video shoot, and she witnessed Nas sleep with her. It just brought all of this back to full circle. Why, in our opinion, it's not just me. A lot of people feel Jay-Z hates Nas. Then on top of it, the casino deal. Know what I'm saying? Nas gets it for Queens. Jay doesn't get it in Manhattan with all of the billionaires that he got together with and all of that. It's just it's hard for me to believe that Jay got any real love for. I think it's a love hate thing. I think um he likes Nas style. He like who he is. That's why he wanted to do songs with him early in their career. And I think Nas always looked at Jay like, you know what I'm saying? Not my cup of tea. Not, you know what I mean? I don't care to do a song with you. I don't care to, be around you like that. There were rumors all the time back then that Jay was always trying to get close to Nas, through Foxy, through Steve Style, his baby moms, and all of that. But the bombshell was, I'm not going to get all into this, but the bombshell was, because we all knew Jay was with his baby moms, but Nas wasn't with her, you know what I'm saying? But to find out that Nas slept with Jay's lady, his lady, was crazy, and it just made all the sense in the world to all of us. This is why Jay went so hard to try to end Nas's career. But, on a positive note for this portion right here, this was a beautiful moment for hip hop to watch them do that. And then they would do songs together later and all of that stuff, which is also good for hip hop. Two grown men, worldly, coming together, post Pac, Biggie, and all that kind of stuff. So it was great. It was great. It was a great moment. But if you really follow and you really understand all the stuff that was going on between them, because I could break a lot of things down. I think I will in a different reaction. Why I put an asterisk next to Jay when it comes to him being the greatest. Why I don't have him on a Mount Rushmore, I don't. But because to me he would simply be there for record, for money and accolades. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put off no Jay-Z fans or whatever the case may be. I'm giving you my perspective being from Queensbridge Projects, who came up in the middle of all of that beef. LES, Nas DJ's my man. He was giving us a lot of inside info. I'll share that at another time. But this was a beautiful moment. This was a beautiful moment for hip hop fans. All right, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the hype button for your brother. And put your post notifications on. I'll be back with some more. Brother DQB Radio. All right? Peace.